Hello, the game looks kind of nice with all of the things built in your base. So this video will have the top 10 tips, and then we'll do a little raid to showcase some things, and then we'll explain some other mechanics as well. So if you have any questions, ask me, because I cannot detail every bit of information here. So let's go to the tips. Tip number 1. The goal of the game is to progress your skills. For example, you have the skills over here, but not just the skills, you'll also have some talents you can choose from, but that will be for later. And then you'll have the gym skills over here, physical training, and then you'll have the survival training over here. So you need to take care of this as fast as you can as well. And you have to do the quests to unlock access to various things, like for example, well, I cannot say these are NPCs, but as you can see, they'll have their own little quests and they'll unlock some things as well. So you'll unlock more stuff for the vending machines, for the workbenches, more crafting recipes, and so on. Unlock the things. You don't want to stockpile gear, ammo, or building materials. Just look at what you need for crafting, and then probably that's what all you need to do. Because the items have a sale value that you can use to sell either at the vending machine, but you don't get cash money if you sell them at the vending machine. You only get cash money if you sell them in the wilderness at the trader. Not exactly the wilderness, but you get the idea. And cash money will also play a much bigger part in the game later, but for now just try to make as much money as you can. So let's go to tip number 2. Upgrading your skills as fast as you can. Because you have some very important things over here that are not really mentioned, but they're super important. For example, the backpack capacity, more health, and more importantly over here, the pet backpack capacity, which is like a safe container. If you know Escape from Tarkov, you can put stuff in your safe container, but it goes beyond that, because keep in mind that any item you put over here will reduce your weight. So if you find some very heavy items, like for example, I don't know, car battery or stuff like that, it's so much better just to put it in the pet inventory, so you don't have to suffer the whole penalty of that weight. This is also pretty important. And then at the gym upgrades, physical training is actually super easy to get all of them, because you just need some food, an apple here, a carrot there, a bottle of water. As you can see, they even increase your max weight, they help you run longer, and they help your hydration a lot, which is a problem because hydration seems to be the problem. Food is not so much. And then later you'll be able to do the survival skills as well, which is mostly for food, but also for fishing, energy, and hydration. And that will be a much bigger help, so you can stay longer in the range and fight more. So yeah, stockpile also the food, because food will become important later as well. The biggest stopgap over here will be, let's say, the vodka and the yogurts and some of the other stuff. You also need chocolate and some other things. Besides, you'll be able to craft some stuff as well. So syringes, MD40, toilet cleaners, so toilet cleaners, and then the eggs, the duck eggs and the energy bars will also be very, very useful. And I consider these upgrades as well, because they'll help you go through the raids much faster. Now, tip number 3 is related to the totems, but let me just give you the short version of them. You go down over here, you have the totems. You need to offer feathers. Feathers are a very important part of the game, but most of the times you'll just sell them for money in the beginning of the game. So I recommend you have the marathon totem, which will let you run for longer, and the HP totem, which is exactly how it sounds. You'll die harder, or you'll be harder to kill. Once you have these two totems, you can just forget about the system for a long while. Yeah, I want to have 80 feathers as well, but this is kind of hard to get as well. I guess you can get other totems as well, but I really like these ones. I don't want to experiment with the system too much in the beginning, because it can be really complex. Now, building the workbenches and what you need. This is a bit of an annoying thing, because to build the workbenches, you see that you need some very interesting things like the eco lights, like the bleach, like the CD drive, and some other stuff, which you'll find over here at your main workbench. Now, you can have upgrades for your workbench, and you have the advanced processing, the fixing station, will allow you to repair weapons and equipment, disassemble station to disassemble items, and the advanced processing. So this will be super important. Yeah, you'll have some things over here as well, but this will be much harder to do. So there are a few ways to get those items that you need for the workbenches. Number 1 is to find them, of course. Number 2 is to buy them from the trader with cash money. And number 3 is to craft them. I'm not sure at what point they unlock, but as you can see, you have the bleach over here, which just needs polyethylene sheet, which is a bit annoying, because to get those, You need to dismantle water bottles, so basically you need plastic, so I don't know why they call it like that. And you can just buy the water bottles from the vending machine. You might need to do a quest to unlock it, or I don't know, just experiment with the system a little bit. So that's how you make the bleach. For the CD drive you need circuit boards and electronic parts and portable drives. Circuit boards just need electronic parts, so this is already a big part of the game that I kind of missed. For the Ecolite, we just need 3 light bulbs. And then you'll need some stuff for the metal barrel as well. Plastic barrels. And these will be needed to upgrade your storage. Or you can just find them. If you're lucky enough, you can find them. So that's kind of cool as well. Yeah, this is how to build the workbenches and their upgrades. Also, the warehouse is counted as an workbench more or less because you can expand it and you can do some other stuff with it. But it's going to be kind of like your main thing you need to upgrade after you get a lot of items. Plus, I think a lot of players will want to upgrade it as fast as possible because 100 slots are not enough. Trust me. And this is kind of like everything you need to know and you need to do. Now let's go to tip number 5, which is the kitchen and the fishing. Now apparently there is a bit of an issue with people not understanding how the fishing works, including me. But you can build a simple fishing rod. Coin string. Why do you need a coin string over here? Okay, let's not get distracted. So you can build a worn fishing rod, but keep in mind, you need to upgrade this. Certain items, advanced processing. You might need to go to advanced processing to unlock the fishing rod. I'll also show you where you find the cube gun and the ammo for it, but it's kind of hard to make. We have the one fishing rod over here. The fishing is actually tied with the survivalist over here. Delicious food over here. So he'll give you a few quests for fishing enthusiasts and upgrade the fishing rod, which will show you where the 2 docks are so you can fish. And then you actually need to do the fishing on yourself. So let's make that fishing rod. I don't know if the fishing will be that important, but I just thought I would go through all of the motions, the wood and the rope. After the fishing rod, we'll take this one with us. And then, as you saw, you can craft a few barrels over here. But you can also find them in the game. It's like the red barrel will have the most space for fish, so I have that. I found that, so that's why I actually noticed it. Otherwise, I don't think I would have noticed it. Let's do this. So, as you can see, the containers will have certain... Yeah, you can even put it over here, so it doesn't weigh as much in your inventory. The containers can have sub things in them. Well, I found a bag as well, but I'm not sure what you can put in it. You also have the axe that you can put something in it, which is a gem. This is what you do with the gems as well. Again, I'll try my best to just make more videos because this is going to be a much longer one. So you have the bait. You put the bait into the fishing rod, and that's kind of like it. To get the earthworm, you need a shovel, and there are a few digging spots on the map where you can get it. I'll show you once we get on the map. And that's how you upgrade the fishing, and fishing ability will be increased by capturing sardines and some other stuff. But again, that's going to be a much bigger part of the game as well. Now let's go to tip number 6. Oh, I guess I should show you the kitchen as well a little bit. You also get a recipe for the bait, but it's super expensive. I'm not sure what you need to make it because I just get the worms. You'll be very short on cash, so I recommend you just focus on the main things for upgrading your characters and buy this a bit later. Okay, let's go to tip number 6, the gun workbench, which is the most interesting and important one in a way. You'll be able to buy things from here. Again, let's not get too much into the system, but as you can see, it refreshes and you'll get AKs, VPOs, and at some point you'll get even the VPO 110, which will be your first sniper rifle. But I don't like the sniper rifles in the beginning of the game. You'll have to advance the game quite a bit to be able to use them and use them to their full advantage. Tactical. I think it has a tactical slot. Anyway, so I recommend you use the AK-74U and the Stig 77, the STG. Just let's leave it at that. So you basically buy a gun from here. Depends on what ammo type you want. You can also buy the ammo cheaper from here than you can at the vending machine. But as you can see, the large bullets and some of the other bullets will be much more expensive, like the standard shotgun shells, super expensive. That's why you'll be short on cash anyway. I recommend you just get a weapon with decent damage and decent range. Now, some of the, for example, those will be much better in close range, obviously, but I recommend you build something like this with a digital scope, which will help you aim a little better. Well, no, this is the one. And aiming at the head, well, I guess the developers could have mentioned this a little better, but you can do headshot. So that's a body shot, aim for the head. 8, 6. As you can see, you do a little bit of extra damage to the head, but it depends on the body armor as well. Damage. So 8 versus 2. That's actually a big point. So yeah, learn how to do headshots and some other stuff that will be much more useful to you. So that's why you need the sights or the gun sights. And then the SMG muzzle to control the spread, because you cannot fire it fully automatic. You need to burst fire it a little bit. Otherwise the recoil becomes too much. So look at this. So 3 or 4. If you do automatic, you'll kind of start missing, and that's not really what you want. I just recommend you fire it in short bursts. This is how the enemy do this as well. Having that extra thing to dampen the recoil is very good. SMG quick magazine, because sometimes you just need to reload it faster. So basically, it's kind of like Duckov. You have a gun for the scavs, you have a gun for the bigger enemies or the players, or you not really the players, but the bosses. That's kind of like the basic things. I guess you can wait until this restock so you can see what they restock. You also have lasers and some other stuff. But this is only for hip fire. You can also play around with the various dots. Rifle muzzle. Okay. Does this have a muzzle brake? I guess you have the suppressor. So keep in mind that if you go suppressed, you'll have less stats on your gun, but you'll have less noise made. So I guess it's a bit of a... Seems like the enemies will know where you are regardless if you shoot them from outside of the range. This is mostly to restock the ammo and some of the other stock. So you'll not really get new things over here. You'll need to go to the trader in the woods for that. And this is kind of like a much better gun, so you can see how this works with the sights and some of the other stuff. So sadly, this is kind of like the best scope you can get, but it will actually increase the range of your gun. And guess what? I bought it from the trader in the woods because this one doesn't have one, so see? I cannot go through that corner, but if I put this scope on over here, as you can see, it gives me a little bit of extra range on the gun. And sight range as well. That's also pretty important, but more on that once we get to the trader. This is basically how you should do your guns. Also, you have ammo types. You press T and just use the mouse wheel to load other bullets into it. The bullets say what armor level they penetrate, so trusty ones will not penetrate anything, so that will be a much bigger part of the game. I guess I should show you so you know about it, so that's why you kill some enemies super slow. Special sniper bullet penetrates armor up to level 6. The sniper bullets will be the ones that will really have all of the penetration. Shotguns not so much, SMGs not so much, but you can also find the AP variant of them. Okay, tip number 7, the keys. Now I recommend you keep all of your keys in your warehouse and you can use them until you die, because they don't have a limited amount of uses, but you also have the key workbench, which I'm not sure how it works, but just for safety reasons, I actually registered all of the keys. If you register the key, you lose the key, so be very careful. It will tell you if you already registered it. And the keys will be shown over here. So there are not that many key types in the game, so don't worry, you don't have 100 key types like in Duckov. But I'm not sure how you're supposed to craft them, or if you can even craft them, or what is the point of the master key over here. Maybe we can open the doors if you just register them over there. There are also some things for you to hold your key. So I am not sure how this works, but the keys are unlimited. So maybe this is what you need to do, register them. Anyway, we'll see how that works in a little bit of time. But the first map only has I think only two locations where you can use a key. The locked thing, I'll just show you. The grey house and the locked fence, but it will tell you about it when you look at the key. So storage fence key, storage area on the hill, this is the first one, and I don't have the other one, which is the grey house. I didn't find it yet. So yeah, just manage your keys very nicely because you have a lot of them. Okay, let's go to tip number 8, the loadout, and a little bit about the pet as well. As for the loadout, I just recommend you have 2 or 3 healing kits because you'll find a lot of medicine in the level as well. Ammo for your guns, mostly it will be rusty bullets. Again, this is just for the early game where you need to farm a lot because you need to farm a ton. The key that opens the storage on the hill, like I showed you over there, if you have it. The fishing rod, and of course the barrel if you want to get into fishing, but like I showed you, it will be something really necessary for a much bigger part of the game. Now, as for the weapons, I recommend you use the little AK because it comes as an SMG. The digital sight is very easy to use with the muzzle brake and the quick magazine. You also have quick magazines and bigger magazines, but I recommend you use that. As for a secondary weapon, well, I just recommend you this one. The 2x scope on it with a rifle suppressor, a grip, and an extended magazine, which is much harder to find than the quick magazines. I also recommend you always keep a shovel. By the way, you can, for example, if you kill something big, like the big duck, this is a storage slot basically. So if you don't have the shovel, just steal whatever melee weapon you can and bring it back over here and then go with an empty slot. The shovel is needed to dig up some digging spots which might have good loot and or worms. I guess you should always have the shovel on you. As for the helmet, well, I like the Peacekeeper helmet because it's 3.1. Yeah, it's a little harder to find. Combat armor as well. Get backpack capacity for this. I guess this is something that most people not look at twice. So 3 armor, 3 backpack capacity. Combat body armor 3 and 4 backpack capacity, so that will be important. The ski goggles, which are relatively easy to get. You can get some extra head armor, which will be super important, trust me. And I also recommend you get the orange headphones as soon as you can, because, well, they'll make things easier for you. And now, those are the totems, and like I also mentioned, the pet. So as you can see, the pet becomes much more important because you can use some... If you have too much weight, you can just put one of the things on the backpack like that. Also, I'm showing this kind of like as an emergency. So if you just are too much, if you are stuck to loot, you can just put your armor over here if it's the heaviest item you own. The shovel is actually pretty light. Same as for the guns. If you are feeling like you're too heavy, you can just put the guns over there. Especially useful when you're leaving a mission. And this is some stuff I wanted to sell, I guess. Okay, so we're ready to go on the mission. As for other stuff, well, I try to have more healing items on me, but when you reach this point of the game, this will be enough. Plus, on the other maps, you might need more healing and more stuff, but you'll die in one hit anyway if you're going to get attacked in melee, so don't worry too much about it. Let's go to tip number 9, which is cash money. When you sell over here, you will only get credit or credit card money. To get cash money, you need to go into the wilderness or you need to loot cash money from the dead enemies. So always get the cash from the enemies because there is a certain trader that will only take cash. So you either get it from dead enemies, you either get it from selling stuff to the trader, or, well, I guess that's kind of like it. But I'll show you how I play to get more cash money. Because this guy has a quest that apparently a lot of people are having problems with. You just have to give him the money, which will not be so hard. Also have this quest over here, Tech Expert, which will be tip number 11. So let's go to tip number 10, the best guns for the early game. Now this is a bit of a bigger discussion. Like I said, this is the loadout I recommend for you in the beginning of the game, but there are also a few other options, so I recommend you look at them as well. So the PM does more damage than the TT, and it's actually pretty cheap to get. So I recommend you just buy a PP. and maybe an AK-47. You kind of have both of them. These guns will be very good in the early games. You can just save up enough money to buy the AK-47 and then you'll just probably dominate every run, but it depends on what you do with your early money, because it will be a little bit harder later on. You can also just get a Glick, which is kind of like a Glock, and then get the attachments for it. So remember, you have the pistol muzzle brake, which will improve ADS. And you might get some other stuff. You can get some other stuff from the trader, which I'll show you once we get there. Probably your best bet is a Glick or a PM in the early game with some attachments you can get from the workbenches or just buying them from there. It will make more sense once we get to the trader. And then maybe you just want an AK-47 or maybe even a smaller gun. But like I said, like this one. Now keep in mind that the damage done per bullet is much more important than you think, because some enemies will be just way too hard to kill. And also the sound range 27.2. Sound range, I'm looking at the stats. Sound range 7.7, yeah, so that's how good the suppressors are and some of the other stuff. So I don't really recommend the shotguns. I recommend the pistol with all of the slots filled. Also recommend you get AK, the little AK as an SMG. Plus, you can also get a sniper rifle from here. I don't recommend the Uzi. I don't recommend the stuff that wastes your ammo that much. You can also just get the VPO 136 because it's very good. It's just like an Escape from Tarkov. It's a very good weapon for the beginning of the game. And it's so much cheaper than the other stuff. I guess you shouldn't really buy the AK-47 because it's way too expensive. So the pistol, the VPO, or the... I guess both of the VPO. So the pistol, the rifle over here, the SMG, and basically this one over here. These are the easiest guns to get in the early game, and they're pretty good as well with a few things. We don't go out in the storm. So let's do the kind of like the mission run, the mission layout. Okay, so the fishing spots are one over here and one over here near the road camp. This thing is very, very dangerous. I recommend you avoid this area as much as you can. You also just have a crow come and attack you, which are counted as mercenaries, and they'll have level 3 body armor for you, level 3 helmet, and a vector. They're kind of hard to kill, but if you can kill one of them, I mean, you just have to make them come out of the camp and then just find some cover and shoot them from cover if you can, and that will give you the best equipment in the early game very, very fast, which is the vector and the tier 3 body armor and probably a backpack. This is the close location on the hill where you can open it very easily with a key. You can get this key very easy. Also, I recommend you to go to the duckling's house as often as you can, because you'll have big chests in there as well. And I guess two of the digging spots I found was one over here, if I remember correctly, and one over here. No, I think one over here and one over here. So the digging spots will be over here. The trader is over here. So we'll try to basically get as much loot as we can. We'll go from here. So this is kind of like the best looting run. I do usually avoid the house because it's way out of my way. So something like this. Then we go over here and then we go back over here. Sell all of the things to the trader. Then go over here to the northwest camp, sell again. Then go over here, go over to these two and then sell again. And then I extract over here or over here. So that sounds a little bit complicated, but trust me, it's not. Also, remember that you get a free gun and free ammo every time you enter the map, so... yeah, take that with a bit of... a grain of salt. I recommend you focus on looting everything you can, don't even read what you loot. Weapon parts, of course, I recommend you keep for building weapons. Oh wait, so it does work like that. If it's registered, you don't need to have it on you. That's interesting. Metal plates. Sometimes there's a big locker over there. You Yeah, you need to run a lot. There will be some food over there sometimes as well. Just like when you have some food on you so you don't search too much for it. Get the stones as well. Ouch, that was a bad time to reload. You can see, even if this thing is fully auto, if you hear a quack, that means you're in danger. So I recommend you stockpile on the cold core fragments, obviously, but at some point in Adina, feathers are super important to get, so always keep them. You can still die very easily, so be careful. Search over here. That was not a lot of headshots, so that's why the enemies will die faster or slower if you miss headshots. There are about 3 enemies over here. Oh no. A recovery serum, which is nice. I guess we'll keep the fruit so I have them for later. Again, not really needed. You can also just take the bullets. You can get gunpowder. I guess that's good to sell. To be honest, we didn't really get a lot of loot here. So we'll go from here, go through here and here, and I guess we'll go through here because we didn't get a lot of loot. It is a little bit more dangerous if you follow this route because you can get killed by the exploding barrel, but yeah. Also, you need to go through here all the way and unlock. No, actually, no. You need to go through here and like that to unlock this fenced area over here if you want, but that's only if you need to kind of do a quicker run. Okay, this game is so much fun. Sorry, I'm enjoying the game too much. To get undercover over here, you can kill all of these ducks with just a pistol. Or the jackets. The jackets can appear in a few locations. Advanced armor piercing bullets. Armor piercing bullets. Oh, okay. Definitely collect all of this stuff because you'll need to kill bosses. What? You can get the travel back. What, are you joking me? You can get a travel backpack from one of these 10, 12, 15, 17. This is actually amazing. I didn't know. Wait, I guess the luckiest rounds you'll have will be on camera. I killed so many of these ducks. Okay, so do this run every time you play the game for a chance to get these. The guns sell for quite a bit, but yeah, these things are very cheap, so I don't take them. Let's use the explosive barrels, kill the ducks. I guess you don't really need that over there. I guess I'll keep this usually over here just in case. So I usually take out the first aid kit and put it in my inventory when I'm close to fighting a boss or a dangerous area. Now let me look at this thing over here. Yeah, we're overweight. It shows very badly. Don't worry about that. I should stockpile the eggs as well because I showed you can use them for that. Oh, yogurt. That's nice. All of these things I will sell up to that point. I have a quest to stash some water bottles, but I don't know where the locations are. I'm not even sure they're on this map, so be careful because at some point you'll probably get quests that are intended for other maps. Careful now. Wait, is this duct tape or duct tape? No, it's just tape. They should call it duct tape. Just to mess with people. It's actually duct tape, but you know, duct tape in Duckov. This will actually be a huge part of the game over here as well, but again, I still tell you some of these things. I think you can even buy a shovel from here, otherwise you'll just have to find it. Don't attack him, he's your friend. Also have various containers around the base. Sometimes he has 2 or 3. I think at one point he had so many, I almost got lost in looting the base. So you get cash money, again, it's super important. As you can see, the ammo is the most important and most expensive thing in the game. I don't think I'll need the ketchup anymore. The carrots I'll keep. Aspirin, bandages will be sold as well. I guess I should keep some first aid kits with me anyway. Oh, we have 3,000 in cash. And this thing is 4,500. Stock? Interesting. ER battle rifle, I imagine. That will be for the bigger rifles. And you have a pen over here which you need for a quest. You have the bleach, you have the various things. Thermite propane. Propane is also useful for another quest. I think we need 2 glasses of honey as well. Glue, super glue A, super glue B. Okay, so this is actually a much harder thing to get. So as you can see, this time it doesn't have the 2x scope that I bought from it. So definitely make it a priority to buy the silencers and the 2x scope from this guy. Otherwise, you can just focus on the quest items. And we might get this as a quest viewer, so I'm not sure if I should buy it. Probably it's not worth buying. For the honey. Look at how expensive these 2 injectors are, so that's why I recommend you make them in your base. I guess you can buy more tires. Anyway, let's continue the loot run, because that was the whole point, right? To show you the loot run. So loot everything from the base. And I guess you should... Yeah, IV medicine. I think I'll just sell these. Again, you might have better trades in your base, but... Oh wow, that's so cheap. Also, as you can see, the armor-piercing ammo, or the advanced ones, will be super expensive. So you can find some of this ammo, you just have to sell it. Well, I guess you should buy some stuff from this guy if you don't have enough food. Actually, no, we'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Food is still a big problem, and water, because... Well, you'll be running a lot anyway. I'm not sure if running repeats your stuff faster. Okay, that was scary. Bleeding is your worst enemy. Sometimes everything goes smoothly and sometimes everything goes badly, but as you can see, sadly the game is way too easy. The rusty ammo is not expensive. You get a lot of money and a lot of ores and sometimes feathers from these guys. Tank helmet, the duck will always be there as well. There are some clothes over here, factory office key. Okay, with that. Tactical crate, yeah, just buy everything. Is the standard ammo sells for quite a bit. Okay, don't panic. The wolves are also the worst. They'll kill you in a few hits. So I just make it a point to replace first aid stuff. I'll sell that as well. Okay, I think I need some of these bullets to upgrade the workbench. Yes, we need the apple. That was so bad. I guess I just found too much loot and not enough supplies. Well, I guess that's why I keep the water bottles with me. I guess the quest for them is not on this map. Usually you'll find plenty of food, but almost no water. And saying that, I just found all of the stuff I needed. This cola is amazing. It heals, it gives everything. Okay. I guess I should have... doesn't matter, don't worry about it. Okay. Yeah, you also need to know a little bit about the other stuff on the map. So as you can see, this game has a lot of, I don't know, a lot of learning. It's a steep learning curve. Some people play it on the easiest difficulty, which will definitely feel like it's way too easy, especially after you use all of this information that I'm showing you right now. You can stay until 10 or 22. 500, that's nice. 100, yeah, that was not so expensive. Dynamite, I have a feeling I should keep it. Water bottle. Sell it. I'll keep the dynamite and IV medicine. Maybe it will be useful later, maybe not. Guess we can buy some apples. Oh, apples don't give you anything. I saw some beans. I mean, I have a lot of money, so I just probably just get the stuff that I need for progression. Oh, we're poor again? Anyway, so that was kind of like... Yeah, let's do the other stuff as well, because I said I'll show you all of the things. Meaning the entire route cycle. Be an enemy somewhere over here. Oh, it died. The dogs can have water bottles. Okay, don't think too much about it. Well, I'm not sure for what price that will sell. Pile of medicine might be used for later. Now, how to use the fishing? Oh, use it instead of the melee weapon. The circles overlap. Huh? This takes such a long time. Oh man. Press or hold space. I think I have to hold space. What a complete joke. I mean, come on, developers. You can do better than this. Why do you have to make everything? I forgot to attach the bait, yeah. As we used up free bait without... Oh, are you telling me I need to wait the entire... Whatever. See, this is why I don't like certain developers who don't know how to do a fishing game. I mean, come on, it's the easiest thing you can do, but no. You have to complicate it. You have to wait the full period and only press space when the circles are really aligned. It's the crow special forces over there. Yeah, this is why I have this gun with me all the time. Oh, special forces, what are you doing here? Dudes, you are not supposed to be here. Oh, I guess they have the green sun cores, the dog tags. Keep all of the dog tags, it's very important. Okay, that was scary. I guess here you can have the big guy with the battle axe, or you can have a crow. Oh, interesting. So yeah, like I said, you can find... Oh, sniper free. Sniper free. More range, more visibility, but you get less mobility. Okay, iron sword. Again, the best loot you find when you're doing a video for the game. I already have one of the toys. So heavy, I guess this is heavy. What is that second spot? Okay, let's just see what we have over here and then we'll leave. Now you get more money if you sell stuff at the vending machine, but you don't get cash money. Sounds like someone is bleeding. That's... Don't sit in your explosive barrels, you'll learn that the hard way. I'm not sure why the night is more dangerous. I think in the nighttime you might get attacked by more wolves. Take the money. If you're wondering why am I looking at this loot, is because I need the feathers. You saw how important the feathers are. It's a light bulb. Sometimes there's a tactical crate in the mercenary camp over there. So yeah, over here you can also find a tactical crate. Over there you can also find a tactical crate. Safe. This is the first time I see this item. Dumpling. Okay, let's take the dice. I already have one. Boxes. I really find... I guess the other digging spot will be over there. Yeah, it's over here. So okay, the digging spots need to be a priority for me. I guess this is still worth selling even if you have the key registered. Oh boy, let's do as fast as possible. Whoa, the greed is real. Spiders, okay. I don't trust the spiders. We'll see the spiders in another time. Oh, okay. It was actually an excellent one. Well, minus the fishing part, which I completely botched. We'll have to buy the recipe. We'll see what the bait needs. Yeah, okay, let's sell some stuff and then we'll see what the bait recipe requires. I found it, that's not bad. I have a feeling the tambourine will be needed for something else, so I'll just keep it. I'll keep that. Of course, we'll keep the dog tags. Sell the water bottle. Yeah, we also need to keep the dynamite. That in there. I guess I'll keep all of my armor-piercing bullets just for rainy days. That as well, that as well. We have a dice. Oh, that's all of the honey. Oh, that's a lot of injectors. Oh, I got to take a UV light. Well, I guess we didn't see any UV lights. So already registered. Yes. I guess that's not expensive at all. Yeah, I'll keep all of the dynamite because it sounds like we can make grenades or other stuff with it. And it's like mayo, I guess. Oh, okay, that was kind of scary when those enemies started to chase me. Or when that mercenary just appeared out of nowhere. So I guess we'll have the backpack capacity with the Crimson Core. And as you can see, we need the weight-bearing injector as well over here. Okay, we're getting a lot of extra inventory slots, but as you can see, the inventory slots are not so big right now because you just need the weight capacity as well to carry them. I guess I should have used this in my backpack as soon as I saw that crow warrior, that crow mercenary. Anyway, cool game. Sorry about the longer video, but all you need to know about the game is right here, or ask any questions. Bye bye.